Hey all, happy holidays, happy New Year, whatever time it is that you're checking out this video. I appreciate you. This is Brian at Compass. Today, I want to take a look at or dive a little bit deeper into some December local market stats. If you watched my last video, it was very national news and headlines and real estate market stats. So now we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the local Hudson County real estate market for the end of the year. All right, so welcome to the final market monitor of 2022. Hope you are cozy by a fire, enjoying a cocktail, checking out this video right now. So one of my favorite questions right now, and I feel like people really mean it these days, is how's the market? I love answering this question because I feel like I really kind of enlighten people when I talk about this. A lot of people know what they read or their experience is related to the headlines. And what I have found over the course of this year, especially with all of the news and headlines about the economy and inflation and how that relates to the real estate market, one thing I always keep in mind, and I encourage you guys to keep in mind, is that media outlets need to have headlines. So when you see headlines that are like, real estate market is super soft right now, home prices are taking a huge dip, or people are losing money on their houses left and right, the way or the places that they find these stories are in the markets where that is happening. And I like, again, answering this question because it really depends what market you're in. If you check out last week's video, the video that I posted prior to this, I do talk about national housing stats. And one thing or at least two slides in there that I highlighted, where there are definitely specific cities and sections of the market where they are experiencing lower sales prices and depreciation. But the key factor there, and what news sources are focusing on, is that a lot of those places also saw the highest spike in appreciation over the past 2 years, post-COVID, when everyone was moving, and also interest rates were very, very historically at their low point and artificially low to prop up the economy. So a lot of those places that saw a huge increase in home prices and a lot of demand are also seeing kind of a steep decline right now as interest rates go up and there's less buyers in the market, and those are the places being affected. So again, that was nationally. Those markets do exist, not so much in our local area. So let's check that out now. Market stats for Hudson County. So let's check out Hoboken first and foremost. So these stats are something I put on an Instagram post recently with a link to that video, but let's dive into it here. So Hoboken stats, these are pretty alarming if you take them at face value. So over a 50% decrease in sales, November. So these are the most recent market stats because November is the most recent full month. So we're comparing November 2022 to 2021. 57% decrease in the number of sales, a 12% decrease in the average days on market. And then these increases in average and median sales prices are whopping 33 and 28. I mean, that's huge, right? If you look at that and just take that as face value, it's like everything on the market is, 33 or, about 30% more expensive. That's not necessarily the case. And I will show you why here. So I like to focus, overall it's good to see, but I like to focus on condos and co-ops. There aren't very many co-ops in Hoboken, but this section of the market, because it makes up the majority of what sells in Hoboken. And as you can see, houses in November, only one sold for 3.6 million compared to 5 last year that averaged about 1.4 and a quarter. So that's a huge increase, but take that with a grain of salt because it's just one property compared to the average of the 5. But if we look at those average sales prices, obviously that propped that up huge in that general stat from the previous slide. But condo co-op, so average days on market did decrease to 30%. Of asking price went from 98 to 100, but look at the average sold price. The average, depending on what month you're in, is usually about what it was last November, but mid sevens. I would say anywhere from like $730,000 to maybe $760,000. The things that sold last month were, unevenly high price things. So we're talking like luxury buildings, 3 or 4 bedroom places with parking, luxury amenities, things like that, where the average sales price actually brought that up to almost $1,992,000. So the number of sales there were 38 compared to 86 last year. So a decrease in 56%, basically. Number of new contracts down 70%, and number of new listings down almost 50%. So again, keep in mind that average sale price there were the things that sold or closed last month were in that luxury market. And at the end of this video, or near the end, I'm going to go in and just take a peek at MLS and just kind of section out that market, like up to 500,000, then 500 to $1 million, and then over $1 million. You'll see what's out there. Because if you're kind of like, if you're not $1 million plus buyer, there is plenty to choose from on the market right now. And then we're not seeing super inflated prices overall. It's just really the things that sold, again, were in that higher section of the market. Let's compare this to downtown. We'll see this stat kind of prevail through these cities that I focused on here for this month's or this week's Market Monitor. Same kind of trend. So decrease in number of sales, decrease in days on market, and then an increase in average and median sale prices. Houses, there were 3 sales. We're really not comparing that to anything last year because last November there were none. But condo co-ops here. So we had 37 sales compared to 52, which is a decrease in 30%. And again, the average sold price here, $875,000. Now, downtown market in condos is much like Hoboken in that in normal month, generally here over the past couple of years, the average sale price was about $750,000, give or take, $10,000 or so. Both last year and this year, especially, just like in Hoboken, the things that were selling were generally more expensive. So, this original slide here, whatever you want to call it, it reflects that increased sales price, but the product that was selling, it was generally more expensive anyway. So we're not seeing increase in sale prices across the board, just in the things that closed last month. Let's compare that to the Heights. Again, similar trend, only a 5% decrease in sales, small decrease in days on market, but a big jump in average sale price and median sale price. Houses, we're only comparing 2 to 1, but I will say average sale price for houses, a lot of those are single family, 2-family, even 3-family houses up in the Heights. Big development opportunity up there. There are lots of new developments there, which are turning these houses into condos. So the average sale price for those houses that come on the market, or at least that get reported sold, which for every one, there's probably 3 or 4 that never came to market, that were sold off market for cash, probably directly to a developer. But the average sale price for those, as the condo price increases, those increase in value too, because you're basically buying the land in most cases. So average sale price there up above 600,000. It's a trend we've been seeing here for a while. Condo co-ops, average sale price up to $664,000 compared to $467,000 last year. I will say that I have seen condo sale prices on those very new developments continue to rise, but lately, and if you're considering the Heights market, I would say there's no better time than right now to look at it, because there is a lot of inventory up in the Heights of new development or brandly new renovated, big, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom places, usually with parking, that are, I don't want to say sitting around, but they are waiting for a buyer because there is so much inventory out there. And you can find stuff that, average sale price, in my opinion, for those brand new places, I've seen it rise from like $650 to $700 to $750. The beginning of this year, I saw a lot of that inventory in like the 800,000 mark. But right now, I've seen some really good products up in the Heights that are like $750,000. Some of those are just renovated, but completely got renovated. Like everything in there is brand new except for the outside of the building. So again, if you've been playing with it, now is really a great time to get in the market. We've seen decreasing mortgage rates here over the past about 6 weeks. They are in the low 6s right now. And my argument there is, lock in a decent mortgage rate to protect yourself from future mortgage rate hikes that may very well happen. You can get into the market while there are less buyers and a lot more to choose from, maybe negotiate the price and your terms a little bit. And then you have a good rate, a great house. And if mortgage rates continue to decline over the next few months or into the next year or so, you always have that opportunity to refinance after you got a house for a really good price. Journal Square has always been, or at least lately, also another developer's paradise, a place that is very speculative. There are a lot of people, including myself, that have bought property up there as an investment. So in markets like now, or over the past 6 months, where borrowing money has gotten more expensive, these speculative markets generally see the biggest decline in activity. This might be a little bit of an exception. There was an increase in sales, increase in days on market, and an increase in average and median sale prices. But if you look, there are good deals to be had. There's definitely a lot of condos that are investments, or people selling them as investments. You could buy it as a primary or as an investment property. And if you have that power to do so, now is a great time to do it for the exact same reasons I just said before. You get a decent mortgage rate, and then you can always decrease that. If mortgage rates go down, as we're seeing, they probably will, hopefully, with more good news on inflation being put under control. And then, once mortgage rates do go down, we're going to see a lot more buyers come back into the market when it's a better time. So as mortgage rates go down, buying power goes up, and prices generally increase. So now is a good time to find a place in those markets. Here for Journal Square, again, lots of condo sales, 21 compared to 21 last year, so very flat. Number of new contracts, 20 to 21. New listings, 28 to 23. So as those listings come on, there is quite a bit more to choose from, a good opportunity to get something as there's less buyers in the market for, a negotiated price for sure. And again, these are lagging. So I have seen some inventory up there with a decent amount of price drops. So good opportunity. Edgewater, just wanted to take a look at this too, because I don't talk about it as much, but it is, it's technically Bergen County, but it's very close to us, right on the water, right on the Gold Coast here. So I just want to compare this market as well. So units sold, 8 properties in November, which is a 70% decrease. 16 contracts, 60% decrease from last year. Average sale price down a little bit, and median up a little bit by 5, average down by 4 for the under contract. Then we look at units sold, average sale price in Edgewater here went up 22% to 1 million, median sale price 1.1. So, once again, Edgewater is one of those places with a decent amount of development, some nice, really new luxury buildings right on the water. So we see out of these number of contracts, where are we at here? Average sold price up above $1 million from below $1 million at $838,000. Again, a lot of that product that's moving up there is the newer, nicer stuff. So that's going to bring the prices up. So I wanted to end this on a quote from Mark Twain. The secret to getting ahead is getting started. That is very true for real estate, especially in this market right now. Generally, we are in a seasonal slow market. Things generally slow down between Thanksgiving and the New Year. So if you are a buyer in the market, you're in a good place right now. There's less buyers, less competition to deal with. Generally gets you your pick of the litter, and you get to negotiate price. So if you're thinking about buying here early in the next year, get started now. Let's talk. We can get you pre-approved if you haven't already been pre-approved, and just get you ready for the market and get you ahead of everyone that's sitting around on the sidelines waiting for interest rates to go down, because for this exact reason, when interest rates go down and more buyers get in the market, we're going to see more bidding wars and prices going back up, as we've seen, about 2 years ago. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. Once again, happy holidays. Hope you're warm and safe. Enjoy whatever you're doing at the end of the year, and reach out to me anytime. Really, I got my phone on me. Not trying to work too much Christmas weekend, but I'm always around and available to you guys. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care. All the best to you. And cheers. Happy New Year.